I'm Jerry Petty, team owner of Petty Performance Racing, Kyle Cummins 3P car on the national side, and RJ Johnson on the USAC CRA side. So born in Tucson, Arizona, and when I got into racing, my dad was hired by Keith Hall to be the timer and scorekeeper at Manzanita Speedway. Dad and mom did the scorekeeping from 1965 until 1980, and of course I was 5 years old when they started, and 20 when they left, and actually I left sprint car racing and racing in general in 1980 as well. Growing up at Manzanita, the first thing I did is sell popcorn, then we sold Cokes in the stands, and then worked in the concession stands, and then as I got older, got to be a teenager. Of course, I wasn't old enough to be in the pits, but because Dad and Keith Hall were best friends, I got to sneak in, and I worked on Dave Culp's crew, on his sprint car crew, car 99, and also on Dick Sellers. We had a super modified that we raced on Friday night, and it was a blast. And Dave was a really great super modified driver. In fact, he won the first ever Western World Super Modified Championship on the quarter mile back in like 78 or 79. Yeah, fun. So 1980, I grew up, got married, and had no money, had to go get a job. Left in 1980 and did not go see a sprint car race or an open wheel race until 2021, I think. And I met Billy Van Meter, got to know Jack Yaley, Crazy Jack, Cactus Jack, Mean Jack, Nice Jack. We all love Jack. And got to meet him and JJ and started sponsoring him. And we struggled because Jack didn't really want to go full-time, and I wanted a full-time team. So that's when I decided to start a full-time team with Kyle Cummins in 24 season. Of course, we started Avanti Industries, two Avantis, we call 1.0 and 2.0. The first one I started in 1985, Avanti 1.0 we call it, sold it in 1996 to Geldon Corporation. Retired at 36, went down to Mexico and started building resorts with my partner Steve Seymour down there, who was the president of Pulte Homes at the time. And we built some resorts. Then we started building motorcycles here in Casa Grande. Saxon Motorcycle, for all you folks that are, hard-nosed motorcycle fans, you'll remember Saxon Motorcycles. And we started that, built about 1,600 bikes. They were great bikes. And then the mortgage crisis hit, which affected all the banks and everything, and all my dealers went broke, and we just had to shut it down. But and then in 12, started the second Avanti 1.0 and was fortunate enough to sell that to Pella in 2019, I guess, 2019. And the rest is history. So here I am. Billy Van Meter is one of my customers with Richmond American Homes, and he kept mentioning, this guy Jack Yaley and JJ Yaley, and I knew a little history on him, wanted to meet him, took me over there to meet him, and I just said, how can I help? And the rest is history. I mean, we helped Jack and JJ, then we did some stuff back east. Kyle even ran for us a couple times. KTJ ran for us a couple times, but Jack just wasn't willing to put a whole program for the whole year together. And even though I hadn't been at a race since 1980, I grew up. I mean, Jan Opperman, Rick Ferkel, Leland McSpadden, Ronnie Schumann, Billy Schumann. I mean, what I call the golden years, man, of sprint car racing, and never lost a passion for it. So when I got back into it and started meeting people, and I just wanted to help, mainly here in Arizona. Arizona really missed Manzanita Speedway. It was a community. Everybody went there for years and years. They all knew each other. They all helped each other. It was a real community, a real family. And then one day it was gone. 2009, I think, was the last year, and they missed it. And then when I met Brad Whitfield and got the opportunity to see how I could help him, he had the vision. He worked so hard at this thing. Brad's done all the work. I've only been able to help them, but Brad's done all the work. Great partner, and said, "How can I help?" And here we are, man. We just got after it and got this track fixed up and done up, and we're not done yet, but it's looking a little bit different than it did a year ago, for sure. So it was never in the plans. I just wanted to win some races, and I knew with not being full-time, it was hard to get the premier drivers to drive for us, in Jack's car. And plus, it takes a while to get the chemistry going, between a driver and an owner and the car and all that stuff. And we just couldn't get the chemistry going because we didn't have time to do it. And I thought, man, the only way we're going to win some races is if we have a team and we can work on the chemistry. And all I did is put the word out that I wanted to start a team, and I got the calls. You know how racing is. I got the calls, and one of the first ones I got was Kyle, and I'd really liked Gentleman Kyle since the first time I met him. He's such a gentleman, and we just got it worked out. I told Kyle, I said, "Kyle, here's the deal." I said, "I know nothing about racing. I can't set up a car. I can't tell you how to run the car. I know nothing about engines. All I know is I love racing. You're going to have to do all the work." And he said, I'll do it. I'll put everything together. I'll run it. So you're going to have to be your own crew chief, all that. And then we ended up with 3 sprint car drivers on our team that is actually the crew. You got Kyle, Cameron LaRose, the crew chief now, and Drake Edwards. They're just all great sprint car drivers, midget drivers, whatever. And they can communicate. They understand each other, and it's really, really great. And it's obvious in what they did this year, and it had nothing to do with me other than my job as a team owner is to remove all the hurdles. Anything that's going to slow them up, slow them down, that's my job to eliminate that so that they could just focus on racing and winning. After Florida, we were focused. Kyle was focused after Florida. We had a great start, won the first race of the year, won a second one down in Florida, won the Gator, which I didn't realize was such a big deal. But when Kyle held the Gator up, I knew it was a big deal. And then he went on to win about 7. And then we had a dry spell in the middle. Everybody calls it a dry spell, but I don't know. He had a lot of seconds and podiums, you know what I mean? I think his average finish is 4 point something this year, So, and then he got hot again here a few weeks ago, and wrapped it up at Lawrenceburg, I think. And it was never the plan, but once we got that lead, we focused on it for sure. Once you get involved, then it's just the desire to win, right? And I know when I did first start, everywhere I looked, it was NOS. Everywhere was NOS, and I thought, well, we're going to have to make our brand as big as NOS to get good drivers to talk to us. And I think we've done that rather rapidly. But we're not as big as NOS or popular as NOS. What an excellent company, and the way they support sprint car racing is just amazing. All racing, they're bigger, do more than I'd ever dream of doing. But we did make the Avanti brand pretty big, pretty fast on the dirt side, and all the best drivers talk to us now, At least they know who we are, right?